What does it mean to be a child in Gaza?
فيش أبوي.
It means you're born, you live, and you die while in the world's largest open-air prison.
طلعناها أنقذناها من الدار والحين عم أطفي بالنار القدر.
Children born in 2007, or the so-called siege generation, were the first to grow up under a blockade, as Israel besieged the enclave that year by land, sea, and air. These children have lived through 5 devastating wars and are now facing the deadliest one yet. One of the first noises a newborn in Gaza now hears is the terrible sound of explosions. One of the first few steps a child there might take is while being forcibly displaced. One of the first few encounters they might have with praying is at the funeral of a loved one. Children who survive Israeli strikes as the last remaining members of their families are categorized by aid workers as WCNSF, for Wounded Child, No Surviving Family, an acronym unique to Gaza. This reflects the horror of over 30,000 orphans who remain stranded in the Palestinian besieged enclave. By the age of 6, a child in Gaza is likely to lose a limb in an Israeli attack, adding to the long list of untreated amputees. According to Save the Children, around 80% of children in Gaza suffer from depression and mental health disorders due to their constant exposure to extreme violence. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a clinical term that barely captures the scale of the psychological damage children in the enclave endure. The term post is a misnomer, as there is nothing post about living in a continuous, unrelenting state of catastrophe. For these children, reality is an ongoing trauma. Instead of playing with toys, they are searching for body parts of their loved ones. One of the symptoms of PTSD is when the mind gets stuck in a traumatic loop. In Gaza, this loop is a constant and the threat is always lurking. For Gaza's children, there is no end in sight to the horror. Even those who've not been wounded and still have their parents are increasingly at risk of disease and starvation. Palestinian children who represent the future of Gaza are being killed intentionally, a strategy explicitly endorsed by Israel.
עזה שתולה במחבלים. כל ילד שנולד עכשיו בדקה הזאת הוא מחבל מראש איך שהוא נולד.
Children embody the dreams of their community for a better future. Killing children in Gaza isn't just about reducing the population. It's also about destabilizing communities and crushing their hopes for liberation and the right of return, as outlined by the UN. Under Israeli occupation, Gaza, where children under 18 make up half the population, is one of the most dangerous places in the world to be a child.
لما تكبر شو حابة تصير؟
لما أكبر إحنا في فلسطين ونكبر إحنا في أي لحظة ممكن ننطح ممكن نموت وإحنا ماشيين نلاقي حالنا مطفوفين هيك إحنا حالنا فلسطين.